Welcome back. What if our focus in life determines the outcome? Zara Fan has written extensively about the power of gratitude. She suggests you can change your life in 30 days with the power of gratitude. Welcome, Zara. How can somebody change their life in 30 days? What do they need to do?
Tamara, everything about life is about the attention and the focus. The quality of your life depends on the attention we place on something. And when we start to focus on the things we are grateful for, we start to attract more of those. That's why it's so important for everybody watching the show to start to keep a gratitude journal right now, starting today.
What if somebody's gone through a lot of trauma, though? Like, suppose there's a woman out there who's been abused and has a really hard life. Like, how can she get gratitude out of that?
You see, if we use the trauma to help the world, if we use the trauma to serve other people, then it becomes our gift. The only reason we stay stuck in that trauma is because we stay stuck in the past, because suffering never happens in the present moment. It either happened in the past or it's going to happen if we're going to worry about the future. So if we could make a decision right now that whatever pain that happened to me, whatever that happened to me, I'm going to use that pain to help other people. I'm going to use that pain to assist other people how they can get out of the pain. You get to live your brilliance. You get to express your greatness. For example, I'll share with you about myself. I used to be a very emotional person, and there was a point in my life that it really wasn't safe to express emotions. And in order for me to survive, I had to be quiet.
It wasn't safe, or what do you mean?
There was stuff going on around, and there were people who did not understand my emotions. And at times as a woman, I felt like what I was feeling was wrong. Mm-hmm. But know that I've turned it around. I can see that although it served as a purpose to survive, but I don't have to do that anymore. My emotions are my gift. My vulnerability is my gift. That's how I connect with other people. That's how I reach out to other women. That's how I'm able to help other women come up in their life and make it okay for them to have those emotions, to have those feelings and express those feelings in the world. The only reason we don't feel grateful is because we haven't quite made that connection that our past was there to help us, to teach us something.
And it was a lesson.
It was a lesson. Anybody and everybody we attracted spiritually was our teacher to teach us to be who we are. For example, if you're the kind of person who doesn't express themselves, then you will attract people who will treat you in a way so that you will have to find your voice. You are not satisfied until you find your voice. You're not satisfied until you express yourself in the world. And that's why it's really, really important to get that. And once you get that gift, then there is no more pain, because really we are not human beings having spiritual experiences. We are spiritual beings having human experiences.
I love that. We're spiritual beings having human experiences. That's beautiful. So what about focus? So if somebody wants to change their life, how do they then, say, for example, go from a place where that's not good to focus in on something that's really good? Like, how do they do that?
Do things that make you feel good and notice things that make you feel good. Always focus on what is working instead of what isn't working. If you have a relationship, don't complain about the other person. Appreciate the other person. See good things about the other person. And you cannot change another person, but you can notice the things about the other person that are working. You can notice the things about your life that are working. And the more you start to notice the things that are working, the more universe sends more good things to you. That's why it is so, so important to feel grateful for what you have right now, so that you can, there is no way you can have more unless you feel grateful for what you have. So I'm suggesting is first have what you have. How can you have what you have if you're not satisfied with your life and you're chasing the next goal and the next dream, but you're not even letting yourself have what you have right now? There's so many things to feel grateful about.
And I would imagine that would be a life of no joy at all.
Exactly.
If you're living like that. And
exactly.
So at some point, you have to kind of say, well, I need to look at what I have, which is a good thing, which is, I think, really important. You say that by accepting and understanding gratitude, that you also take on responsibility. How does that happen?
You take on responsibility because you realize that you're a spiritual being who has been sent on this planet for a unique path to do unique things. And that's when you become responsible for that pain. because you realize that you attracted that pain to learn certain things. For example, if you were a woman who was really abused, maybe you overcame that abuse so that you can be a light for other women, and you could show them, you know, you don't have to be abused, you don't have to live a life like that. And by looking at you living your brilliance and living your greatness, other women will step up and they will learn to live their own greatness and their own brilliance, and that's when your life becomes a gift of God. And that's where the responsibility comes into it. Yes, it was hard. You don't make people not accountable what they did, but you bless them for the gifts. You bless them for the pain they caused you, because if it wasn't for that pain, you wouldn't be doing what you do in the world. And that's where you need to recognize your uniqueness and your gifts.
And I think, you know, to a certain degree that, I mean, we all experience pain in life, but you experience pain and it allows you to be sympathetic and empathetic towards other people. So when they have difficult things happen, you can express it and say, I understand, and truly mean it. You know,
Exactly.
truly understand what they're saying.
Exactly. Be a compassionate person, and that's when you become a messenger of God, because that's God's ways. I'm pretty sure He did not create us just to pray and go to church or go to mosque, although I'm Muslim myself, but He created us to understand the pain of other people. If we cannot understand the pain of another human being who has been created in God's image, then we haven't lived our life.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
that's where gratitude comes into it, when you start to see everything that happened to you as a gift.
And it is. It's those things are all gifts. We really appreciate you being on the show because it's so enlightening, and I think the Gratitude Journal is a wonderful thing. So thank you very much.